Hello firefolk and wand wielders. This is Lyca from Lycaonfire Flow Arts here presenting my fire wand. I'm really proud of this construction. I've been working on it for quite a while, taking inspiration from flow toys, flow wand, and other fire stick designs that I've seen, and really working on the weight distribution above all things. I guess I will start with the leash design here. So what I got for a handle is a single loop. And it's intended to be used like a poi handle, where you pinch between here, loop them around your hand, and what this does is it lets your leash hang or hover from your palm, and I really dig on this for poi because it really helps for really fun illusory things. We're using open palm, and from this angle, from the angle that I'll be playing mostly, the swivel isn't really apparent or visible, and it might be just glints of metal. And I'm working with a red coal cord right now, but I've got all sorts of different leashes available for you, including leather latigo laces, shoelace, as in the example of the flow-on's swiveled handle as well. But I found the coal cord to be really comfy, and I just like it because of the low-profile knot that's available, because you can melt down the edges and whatnot. So I'm using the brass ball bearing swivels that we've found in all sorts of other fire rigs and things to keep things smooth spinning. Minimal hardware. I've streamlined this thing so that the connection is only what it needs to be, and it's worked perfectly fine for everything. So what we've got on the main structure is a 3/8 inch brass tube, cord with a wooden dowel the entire length to add weight stability, strength against bending, and to help with any sort of burr edge conditions that a lot of people are having problems with that's tearing their Kevlar threading. What I've also done is lined this with a PVA glue such that it creates a smooth surface on the inside that's coated all the brass burrs that might be there. I've cleaned it up very well at this point. I've got a full shop available for my my tool construction and whatnot. I'm using a Kevlar leash. It's a 3-strand twisted Kevlar fiber that I'm using. It's pretty thick, you can see it at this distance. I wouldn't trust using any other material or any other thickness. I've found that 3-strand doubled like this is the strongest and most durable, and even close to your wick here you don't have any burn-off problems. Fishing line, nylon wires do not do it. You'll wind up having your line just melt and split into two, and you've got a flying fire stick. So, 2-inch wicks on the ends, 18 inches of such. I'm using K1 Kevlar, best compound around. 18 inches is quite a bit. It's a good heft to this thing. Larger than a fire-eating stick, yet not quite as big as, say, like a double staff sort of, or a 3-foot staff wick, which would be way too much weight on these guys. The biggest selling point on this is the weight distribution. For those of you that are making your own rigs, I'll give you a bit of a hint. 2 strands coming down. Usually what we're doing is drilling just above the center of gravity or adding weight to the bottom. If you use the example of the Flow Toys Flow Wand, where the rod is entirely balanced and you've got just, how would I say this? You've got just the leash influencing the tilt of the thing. Usually it's tilting away from the point of attachment. For whatever reasons of physics, I don't really understand why that happens. I think it's the curvature and the interaction of the leash and the tube. But to counter that, you can place the screws, which are absolutely crucial to attachment here. I wouldn't do any fire toys without screw attachment to your solid rod. Use the weight of the screws to your advantage. See if you can fight that urge to come against the leash and pull it back up. Think about the axis that you're drilling and where you can add the screws on opposing axis as to balance the thing. And I'll show you just a quick example of what I mean without giving away my trade secret anyways. Full-size staff here, yeah? I'm just going to use this as a weight example. If I'm holding it at that pivot point and add just the slightest bit of weight down here, I get some tilt, yeah? That's all there is to it. So, best of luck trying to figure that one out. If you're not so tool savvy, buy this one. It's phenomenal. I guess the last thing to do here is demo the thing for you. And I don't have any fire videos of this yet, but I'm intending to actually light this one later tonight at a fire gathering in a silo. I'm hoping to get some video for it and get it up for you. The Kevlar thread is very strong, and at this thickness it can withstand throw tosses. The rod doesn't vibrate very much on these tosses unless you're really whipping it back. And I've had some cases where if I whip it back to my hand, it'll shake just a little bit, and you can see that there, yeah? I mean, this thing, using the weight distribution that I have, it handles stalls incredibly well. And these are kind of float stalls adapted from poi. I encourage you guys to try them. But anyways, just general handling is fantastic on these guys. They handle spins and turns, and the length is such that you can still keep very close stuff, a close manipulation of the wand, very active. So, that's the Lycaonfire Flow Arts Flow Wand, Fire Stick, and I guess that's all I've got for you. Enjoy. Please check out my Etsy site, Etsy.shop/Lycaonfire. You'll find lots of other fire toys, including poi and stabs, and practice poi, all sorts of fun designs and creations. Also, YouTube, Bangarang805 is my username. I'd love it if you'd check out some of my videos, although it's in dire need of updating. And Facebook. I've got a fan page up, Lycaonfire Flow Arts, or a personal page. You can find me at Lyca Mikhail. See you later.